Thank you, thank you. I have the power. One of the things that I've learned in the district is that you don't always get along. And those of you who've been district leaders probably are laughing hysterically inside, of course. This happens sometimes. Okay, outside too. I've been in other professional organizations, in the JCs and other groups like that, and it's not just a Toastmasters thing. I want to be clear with that. It's an all leadership group type of thing. The higher up you get, you've got strong-willed, you have A-type personalities, type A personalities, and you're not always going to get along. Sometimes you're going to need to use Herestics to structure the road to win. Where did I get that terminology? From Marcia Wood. If you know Marcia Wood, you all of a sudden say, okay, that sounds like a Marcia Wood thing, right? The reason why this came up is because this Christmas, and I've had some other small issues, but this Christmas I butted heads with the top leader really strongly. And I didn't really understand, what do I do in this situation? How do I talk to this person? How do I handle this negotiation? I felt I was in my right. I talked to the trio. Yes, it's your PR role. You're doing what you need to. And I needed to negotiate with this person that I wasn't stepping on their toes. I was still doing my PR role. Could we, instead of worrying about what's in one person's lane and what's in another person's lane, as Rob Christensen says, how about build on those lanes? And I was trying to negotiate that outcome. We can agree to disagree, but let's try to work together on this, because this is going to help the district and help everyone as a whole. I really wish that I would have had some of these tactics at that time, because sadly what ended up happening is it didn't get resolved, more animosity got fueled, more personal feelings got hurt, integrity, respect, core values started getting thrown around, and then that ruffled more feathers to the person blocking me on the phone, not wanting to answer emails, and not wanting to talk to me. That doesn't work. I still need to talk to this person. I still need to work with this person. And I needed to be able to learn how to maneuver that. Marcia taught me Herestics, structure the world to win. This is a great negotiation tactic, because when you're starting to think of things that are going to benefit you or benefit a club or benefit a district, you might want to do that. You want to structure it so you're going to win. You want to be distinguished. You want to be presidents distinguished. You want to get those goals met. You want to have your members. You need to have those negotiation styles. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I will say now that I have learned these and the water has settled a bit, I'm going to go back and try with this person some of these negotiation styles. And I wanted to share with you what those were, so when I come back and share the story with you, I can talk to you about maybe what I tried and what ended up working and not working. Negotiation strategies. One of the negotiation strategies is called the first 5 minutes. Concentrate on the first 5 minutes of the negotiation. I likened that to what Tom always says. You've got to get them in hook, line, and sinker when you're speaking, when you're talking. To me, that's the same thing with a negotiation style. It sets the tone for the discussion and establishes each party's position. So if that tone is going awry, you can try and set that tone back to that positivity. Sometimes it doesn't always work, but that's what you want to try to do. Set that tone in that first 5 minutes. Come in soft, don't come in demanding, don't come in telling someone how to do their role perhaps. Maybe come in and have a thing that you can work on, something that you can both work on as a maintain. Number 2, stay objective and impersonal. Well, the second part of that is the hardest. I will tell you, because I'm very sensitive. I like to take things to heart. Especially right now, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. Everything is up here. So you say something to me and I tend to take it personal. And Jeff and I have had this conversation. Other members have said, don't take it personal. Well, that's easier said than done, especially when you're a softie like me. But I am learning Miguel Ruiz. He talks about the 4 agreements. And number 2 of that 4 agreement is don't take it personal. Most of the time, it's really not. It's personal to them, it's personal to you, but they're just trying to give their side, and you're trying to give your side. So don't take it as a personal affront or a personal attack. Right away, think of it that, what are you trying to accomplish here? What is this person trying to do? What are we trying to accomplish as a club or as a district as a whole? And think of it in that terms. And if you come with that overarching project, and I can't think of the word right now, then you might be able to come to an agreement. Staying objective, I feel, is that higher arching as well. It helps you to look at things in an objective light. If you're not taking it too granular, you can stay on that higher ground. Use I statements. Using I statements during negotiation keeps the focus on you and how you feel. Regardless of the intensity of the negotiation or other parties' behavior, when you focus on your own feelings, you encourage a positive conversation. Statements as, I need your help, or I am frustrated we haven't been able to reach an agreement, humanize you and allow you to express yourself without provoking the other party. Usually, unfortunately, I was using every I statement possible, and that just made that person feel like I was taking it more personally. So I learned, I statements are good, but even that I statement that says, I am frustrated we haven't been able to, that can set people off. So I've learned even to just be very much me, I'm frustrated about this, I'm struggling with this, and I don't incorporate we at all because that has not worked. The fourth negotiation strategy is compromise. An agreement is reached when every party makes concessions. This is the most common used. Most people usually come to a compromise, they agree to disagree, or yes, we can do it this way, or we can try it for 3 months. That's not always the case, but it tends to be, I saw in the percentages that compromise tends to be the highest negotiation strategy. And when to walk away. Now, I think of all these 60 songs that have walk away in them all of a sudden, and they all say the same thing. You know, I always come back to the gambler, right? Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run, right? And sometimes in leadership, that's just the way it is. Sometimes you need to think about that, and you might just need to walk away. That's what I ended up doing. I just put everything aside, just let it go, walked away from the situation, and did the best that I could. Did it resolve anything in that moment? No. But now that I have some of these, I might be able to handle that a little bit more. I will share with you later what I end up using. There's some negotiation styles, competitive, accommodation, compromise, and collaborative that I was going to go into, but I don't want to take up everyone else's time. I will let you know what ends up happening, what I use, and how it worked out and what I learned from there. Thank you so much.
When you have